Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Game Hub. I'm your host GamerK, and it is time for another review of a retro game that was very near and dear to my childhood. This is everyone knows party games in video games. Stuff like Mario Kart, Mario Party, mostly Mario Party. But there were a couple other games that attempted to do the whole party game route with a bunch of fun mini games, board game aesthetic, and multiple games. And two of them were definitely from my childhood, and they were definitely on the obscure side that I don't think a lot of people know unless you were interested. One of them was one of my cousin's games, the Muppet Cruise game, it was very weird. Sometimes I had no clue how to play any of the games, and it was for GameCube, so yeah, it was very on the obscure side. And it comes to this week's video, SpongeBob SquarePants, Lights, Camera, Pants. Now, things have been moved around in all the years I've lived here, and I can't find the game case to save my life. So here's what it looks like. Thankfully I figured out how to do video editing. So Lights, Camera, Pants came out in 2005, so 5 years after SpongeBob became a big thing, after it came out. And the game is so fun. Like, it's one of those games that has no story. Okay, it has a story-ish kind of setting, but it's just a party game where you can just get your friends or your cousins and just play a good number of mini games and try to beat each other, and it's such a fun game. I remember my two cousins and my sister playing this game, not as much as Mario Kart or Mario Party, but it was such an enjoyable game. And it is with THQ Nordic announcing that they're going to be remastering a bunch of their old games. I honestly hope they remaster this for the PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5. And maybe don't immediately have it multiplayer only. Have multiplayer as an idea, but keep the multiplayer to having 4 controllers and people playing at your house. Because I miss games like that where you don't have to. I miss split screen. I miss all that good stuff from when I was a kid. But I'm going into more of my nostalgic about this, but how is the game truly? Well, this might be a quick review because talking about a game like this is like when I reviewed Shrek Super Slam, and the memories of that are painful. So, the game is, so to start the story off, we are introduced to Gil Hammerstein, who is a hammerhead shark with a little bit of a lisp, who is being contacted by the directors or the boss behind the next big episode of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Originally, I thought it was going to be a movie, but no, it's a special episode. And so all the auditions still need to be done for certain roles, very small roles. And that's where the whole game takes place. Throughout the game, you will be taken to 10 different levels where you... Wait. 10? 8. I miscounted on that. 8 locations throughout Bikini Bottom where other characters will be the talent coordinator to address who would win, who would get the role after completing 3 levels of minigames. And I will admit the back and forth between Gil and the characters of Bikini Bottom are so well done. For example, you have Bubble Bass up the Krusty Krab. You've got Larry the Lobster at the Goo Lagoon. You've got Karen at the Chum Bucket. You've got 2 unknown, well, one character who's just a write-off character at the prison, and you get Cannonball Jenkins, who was in The Sponge That Could Fly at the Sea or downtown, which is very, very odd. But I digress. So, for the auditions, you and 3 other competitors who will go through the mini games, and there is a set bar for each of the mini games, and if you do not reach that bar, you will have to redo the auditions all over again. Throughout the mini games, you will be getting points for doing what you need to do, and if some of the games you will have to work in teams of 2. So working with a computer can be irritating as long as you know what you're doing. So yeah, if you don't get enough points, you'll have to do the entire process over again. And the character who receives the most points at the end of all 3 minigames collectively will get the role in the game. Will get the role in the episode. And then we'll see a clip of said episode, but it will be out of order. So you'll see the role, and some of the roles are very mundane, like the cop, sheriff, the conductor, the waiter, what else? The stunt double, which is used for the supervillain. And throughout those 8 locations, so that's 30 mini games in total, with a couple bonus ones later on, and 2 tiebreakers, just in case if there's ever a tie. And whoever gets the most roles throughout the story mode will get the supervillain role, and there will be a leaderboard for all the scores throughout the game. And it's actually quite enjoyable, and and all the minigames tie into said location. Like the Krusty Krab, you will have to do orders, you will have to flip burgers, you will have to bounce inventory up. And the Sand Coliseum, I think that's what it's called, the Sand Stadium, thank you. And it's all music and rhythm based, which I do enjoy. The boating school is all about driving, and they even do a watered down, sorry for the joke, race course to do the final minigame for that. And I love all these minigames in this game. It is so nostalgic, it's so simple, and I really do wish that they actually do bring this back. And just watching the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy episode with all the different characters possible for each role is hilarious. They all bring their own little flair and charm to the roles and the supervillain that they do. And it's just good fun. Talking about that, there are 6 characters, 4 players can choose from. Obviously, we've got SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward, Mr. Krabs, Sandy, and Plankton. And Plankton's got his own little robot suit during the mini games, but he is him when he's doing the roles. And it is, again, it has the charm that all the SpongeBob games have that fans would really love. I can't say enough about this game. So this, again, might be one of my shortest game reviews because it's a party game. It's a game just to have fun. And I am really hoping that THQ Nordic, what they did with Battle for Bikini Bottom, bring this game into the new generation for new SpongeBob fans and old SpongeBob fans. This is something that is so fun that, honestly, I would play this hundreds of times instead of Mario Party for a couple times. But yeah, it's just that nostalgia that gets me in this game. The locations, the mini games, just seeing the SpongeBob cast being in these ridiculous roles. And what else weird is about in this game? Gil is voiced by Nolan North? Wait, really? Can we go to IMDb? Can we go to behind the voices and check that out? 1 second, guys. Holy shit, it's true. Huh. Desmond Miles and Nathan Drake was in SpongeBob. Not the weirdest thing I've not figured out about the SpongeBob games, but it's weird. I'll take it. So once again, everything about this game is fantastic. The graphics may be a little, a showing of the age of the game, but I think if they give it the rehydrated treatment, the game, and even maybe add some new levels, maybe add some new areas with other characters, but I don't think they will, because there's not really that many new mini games that they could add. I mean, they could, but it's gonna take a lot of energy. Also, there's also a computer version of this game that is more. It's basically the same thing, but it's more 3D-ish. I mean, this whole game is 3D, but basically it's a point-and-click adventure game where SpongeBob was asked by Gil to go around town and find cast members for the new Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy special. And as a point-and-click adventure game, you will have to do a good number of things, like find objects throughout the locations, do certain mini games, and helping people with their problems by going back and forth with different problems. And I will admit that I do have that game, and it is still fun for me. You know what? I'm actually in a mood to play an old game, so once I get some stuff done, I might actually pop it in and play it again. Because it is still a fun game on the PC one and in the console. It may differ, but again, it's so much fun. However, with the PC one, once you get all the roles fit, you can make your own episode by putting different characters as the roles, which is pretty good. And you will only be able to do a special episode once you get enough cast characters to be certain roles. And I really love that. And then when you get all of them, you can play around with whatever you want by finding props and all that stuff. And I will admit, the puzzles and solutions for in the PC one are actually pretty ingenious. I mean, it's more catered to having kids do that story and stuff, but it's still fun. It's still good fun. But yeah, for the console game, it's all good fun. And if you're a SpongeBob fan, the humor is definitely there for you. Like, you just love it. So that's pretty much it to talk about for this. So my final verdict for Lights, Camera, Pants is an 8 out of 10. It's a simplistic game. It's a really fun party game. And it's just something that brings out that old childhood in you. Like that old bit of SpongeBob from way back when, before it was a combat game. Yeah, it's definitely one of the few party games that I will always love, and I will always hope will get the next treatment. I really hope so. So thanks for joining in for this very quick game review. Like, comment, subscribe down below, and join me next week as we end the month of April by dining on some of the craziest food to come out of an animated kitchen. This is GamerK, logging out.